Waukesha is the seventh largest city in the state of Wisconsin. The population in 2021 was 71,256. In the 1800s, when it was established, Waukesha was known for its extremely clean and good-tasting spring water and was called a spa town. For sports buffs, Waukesha is also the first place where the very first forward pass was thrown in a football game hosted by Carroll College against St. Louis University. In 1906, halfback Bradbury Norton Robinson Jr. would throw that pass for St. Louis University, which led the visiting team to win 22-0. Carroll College is now known as Carroll University and is located in the heart of Waukesha. Unfortunately, many are familiar with Waukesha after it gained national media attention in 2014, when two 12-year-old Waukesha girls lured their friend into the woods and stabbed her 19 times. In police interviews, the girls said that they did this to appease a fictional online character known as Slender Man. The victim survived and is thriving today. The two perpetrators were found not guilty by mental disease or defect and were both sentenced to long periods in mental health institutions. You may have heard this case referred to as the Slender Man Case. The Waukesha Christmas Parade is held each year after Thanksgiving. It's a family event which many say get them into the Christmas spirit. Local businesses and government agencies participate in walking the downtown streets of Maine, Barstow, and Wisconsin Avenue, spreading Christmas cheer. In 2020, the parade was canceled due to the COVID-19 pandemic, so the 58th annual event would be held on November 21st, 2021. And the theme for the parade that year was Comfort and Joy. Spectators lined the streets. Mothers, fathers, and grandparents brought their children and grandchildren to enjoy a festive, wholesome family outing. Spectators also included family and friends of those who were marching in the parade. The parade started around 4 p.m. However, not far away, around this same time, Erica Patterson and Darrell Brooks were having a physical domestic dispute. When Erica's friends advised Brooks that they had called the authorities, Brooks jumped into his mother's 2010 red Ford Escape SUV to flee the scene. In the 911 call, Erica's friends falsely told the operator that there was a knife involved with hopes that it would speed the arrival of the officers. At approximately 4:39 p.m., this same SUV, driven by Brooks, crashes through a road barricade and enters the Christmas parade route at a speed of 40 miles per hour. Waukesha police officers wearing their bright orange road gear on top of their uniforms waved at the vehicle. One slammed his hand on the hood, all in an attempt to grab Brooks's attention. Brooks stared straight ahead and continued down the parade route, zigzagging past the vehicles pulling floats and hitting scores of participants who were walking in the parade.
The speeding vehicle, seen on camera, barreling past crowds and marchers before slamming into a high school band and other groups. Panic also caught on camera in the aftermath, lawn chairs and possessions left behind, people screaming for their loved ones.
Injuries sustained ranged from scratches to limb breaks to head trauma. To put it simply, on impact of being hit by Brooks's SUV, some were thrown off to the side, some forced onto the hood of the vehicle, while others literally fell under the car and were run over with his tires. This did not faze Brooks, nor did it slow him down. It was not until one officer fired shots at Brooks' vehicle did he finally leave the parade route. You will hear many details of the attacker's actions that day in our trial videos, so we encourage you to visit our channel Click on the Waukesha Christmas Parade Tragedy playlist if you're interested. Immediately following the incident, Waukesha police issued a shelter-in-place order over the city until they had apprehended the suspect. All in all, 6 people were pronounced dead, and 62 others were injured. They included members of a girls' dance team, the Waukesha South High School marching band, a Catholic priest, the Waukesha Blazers baseball team, and a group of dancing grandmothers known as the Milwaukee Dancing Grannies. Also lost that day was a team member from Citizens Bank. In a Facebook post, Tamara Duran wrote she was so excited for her parade debut with the Dancing Grannies. Tamara was 52 years old and did a plethora of jobs around Wisconsin, such as working as a teacher and as a chaplain at Waukesha Memorial Hospital. Virginia Sorensen, also known as Jenny, was 79 years old. She volunteered to carry her group's banner at the parade when a volunteer canceled at the last minute. She was a registered nurse and a leader of the Dancing Grannies troupe. Wilhelm Hospel was 81 years old. He was the oldest victim of the parade crash. He was walking with the Dancing Grannies, providing ice chips to them. His wife Lola is a member of the Milwaukee Dancing Grannies. Leanna Owen, also known as Lee, was 71 years old when she lost her life during the parade. She too was a dancing granny and worked as an apartment manager. Jane Coolidge was 52 years old and an employee of Citizens Bank. She was walking with their float before she was hit and killed in the parade crash. 8-year-old Jackson Sparks was walking with his baseball team. Jackson underwent brain surgery after he was hit during the parade. The boy died from his injuries while his 12-year-old brother Tucker continues to recover from a fractured skull. Jessalyn, known to her family as Jessa, was one of the dozens who were hit. She was participating in the parade with the Milwaukee Extreme Dance Team. She has since undergone 18 surgeries. Hospitals admitted 28 people, 9 of whom were in critical condition that day. 17 children were among the wounded. By November 23rd, the number of people reported injured had increased to 62. It was not until victim impact statements were read in the trial did most of the nation hear of the intense surgeries and rehabilitation of each victim. We will focus on the victim impact statements read at the trial in a separate video. The following Monday, schools were closed and vigils were held across the city. Additional counselors were made available to the students, while Children's Wisconsin opened a crisis hotline for those seeking emotional and psychological support. A sister area of Wisconsin, Grafton, had planned their annual Christmas parade for the following week. Rather than cancel the parade, they included a tribute to the city of Waukesha. The Waukesha community spent the next months rallying around each other, planning memorials, visiting friends in the hospital and recovery, navigating the trauma, and remembering the lives lost. Over $6.2 million was raised by the United for Waukesha Community Fund and made available to the victims. Local contractors also volunteered to install wheelchair ramps in the homes of those injured from the attack. 1 year later, Mayor Sean Riley asked the community to light their homes and businesses in blue to show unity and support for the victims.
Finally tonight, let's take one last look in Waukesha at a remembrance ceremony for the victims of the Waukesha Parade tragedy a year ago today. The mayor of the city spoke at the beginning of this ceremony and said, quote, "Every day we have been Waukesha strong."
Governor Tony Evers ordered flags be flown at half-staff in recognition of the 1-year anniversary. He said, "As we remember this tragic event, we also reflect on the first responders, community leaders, and neighbors who ran toward danger to help. Every person who responded in the days and months that followed with kindness, empathy, and compassion, and the extraordinary faith, strength, and resilience the Waukesha community has shown over the last year." A limited number of blue lights were handed out at the ceremony. Additionally, blue glow bracelets were distributed courtesy of the Educators Credit Union. For those who could not attend, they did make the ceremony available via a live Facebook stream. The attack triggered a backlash against bail reform. Brooks was released on a $1,000 bail 2 weeks prior to the attack. He was allegedly arrested for running over Erica Patterson with his vehicle during an altercation, and the attack came at the time when the COVID-19 pandemic had resulted in courts wanting to reduce jail crowding. Milwaukee County District Attorney John T. Chisholm, which set his bail, said in a statement that the state's bail recommendation in this case was inappropriately low in light of the nature of the recent charges and the pending charges against Mr. Brooks. And he said that the bail was a result of human error of an overworked assistant district attorney. A court commissioner who was also involved in setting the bail was also indefinitely reassigned to non-criminal cases. Today, the residents of Waukesha refused to allow this tragedy to define their quaint town. They resumed their annual Christmas parade the following year with the theme Peace on Earth. The event included 80 groups marching through downtown Waukesha, Wisconsin along a new parade route, as the memory of the tragedy was still fresh on residents' mind. Leading the parade were first responders who served as grand marshals and were met by loud cheers from spectators. The dancing grannies were arguably the parade's main attraction. They followed close behind the first responders, dressed in blue and white get-ups. Bound to not give in to their grief, but to celebrate those they had lost, they danced to Jingle Bell Rock, which was the same song that was playing in 2021 when their group was hit. Family members accompanied their group, carrying photos of the members lost the previous year. The number of groups who wanted to be part of the parade in 2022 had to be capped at 80 because of the space and timing limitations. The organizer of the parade said that they were overwhelmed by the number of organizations that wanted to participate in the parade and had to turn some groups away, but were hopeful they would return the next year. The city of Waukesha has also since purchased portable traffic barriers that will go up around all big festivals and parades to stop cars and trucks. The city spent $800,000 for the barriers, which the city says are strong enough to stop a box truck. Darrell Lee Brooks Jr. was found guilty of all charges. On November 16, 2022, Judge Jennifer DeRoe imposed 6 life sentences without parole, one for each of the deceased victims, to be served consecutively. For the 61 counts of reckless endangerment, she sentenced Brooks to a total of 762 years of initial confinement and 305 years of extended supervision. For the 6 counts of hit and run, Brooks received 151 years to run concurrently with the reckless endangerment sentences. In short, Brooks will spend the rest of his life in jail. After conviction and sentencing, Brooks filed for an appeal. As of this video, no official word has been given regarding his appeal. He has also been indicted in 2 separate trials for his previous offenses involving his nephew and his estranged girlfriend, Erica Patterson. Those trials will begin in March of 2023, and we do intend to keep you updated on their progress. If you enjoyed our video, please like below and subscribe to our channel. We hope to see you on the next one, and thank you for watching.